One question I've got on England is, will this be Gareth Southgate's final tournament? Ali, what do you think?
I don't think it necessarily will be, to be honest with you. Obviously, there's been discussions and question marks over Eric Ten Hag's future, and I'm not sure he would be the real favourite with the majority of the Manchester United fans. But as Andy says, I'm looking at it from the outside view. I think he's done and is doing an excellent job. I really do. And I hear you all say he hasn't won anything. You haven't won anything since 1966, guys. Everybody calm down.
Is this why you think he's doing an excellent job, because he hasn't won anything?
No, I don't. I think he's got your final. He's got your semi-final of World Cup. He's got the best England team squad I can probably remember. Genuinely, I can't remember a bit.
I disagree, Alan. The reason I disagree. All right, you say he's got the best squad that you can remember. Based on what? You go back to Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard, people like that, all right? All I would say is that if you go back to 2018 World Cup, okay, the route they had to get through to where they got through was pretty easy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Euros, again, was pretty easy. You know, so I would say any team from maybe the 90s, with that route they got through to the final, to the Euros, England would have won a trophy by now. What I would say about South is that what he's done, as an England player myself, I always wanted to play for England, but there were some players who thought, I don't fancy going away to South.
Yeah,
so what he's done is change the culture, he's changed the environment that players actually want to go and play for England and want to be part of that. That's what I like about what South has done. But with the 3 major tournaments that he's been involved in, he should have won a trophy by now.
Right, that's my question. So you think he should have won something by now?
Listen, you lose to Croatia in the semi-finals, you've got to play Sweden in the quarter-finals. Come on, out, you know what I mean? So he's had enough opportunities to win that.
But I think there's a difference between an opportunity to win it and you definitely should win it, I think, because that's talking about it from the point of view, assuming that England have a better squad than everyone else. I think they've got a squad that's good enough that they can be counted amongst the favourites, that they can think, yes, let's aspire to win it, but it's not a squad where you think, right, we're miles better than France, we're miles better than anyone else. No. So I think to consistently get England in the mix is really, really impressive. I think this will be his last tournament, because I just think there comes a certain point where you need to move on, where you need to build, where you need to try something a little bit different. I mean, Didier Deschamps for France, he's been sustained by even better success, by a World Cup win, but people will still start to ask about him after every major tournament as well. And I guess the point I would make with Southgate overall, in terms of what he's done overall, it's a bit like Jogi Löw with Germany. He rehabilitated them, he got them into the point where they were contending every single time, but people back home in Germany said to him, well, when are you going to win us something? Until you've won it, you know, there's nothing more to say. You know, you either need to win it or you're a loser, basically.
There is this mythical thing with the players that I think that people think Gareth's got the players that should be winning it. And I'm looking at our defensive options, and I don't think he has. He's got some brilliant players in certain positions, but I think defensively, they're not quite there as winners.
Yeah, I think they're very, very short. I mean, I think what we do, like a nation, like we always do, when it comes to these big tournaments, we say, we got Foden, we got Bellingham, we got Harry Kane. But you go past them 3 are probably world-class players. Declan Rice, who's potentially going to be, you know, whoever we got defensively, we're very, very short defensively. You know, John Stones hasn't played a lot. Maguire's obviously starting to play now. We've got a problem in the left back, as Ali mentioned. So, yeah, I don't think, if you look at like our defence compared to maybe the Dutch defence, we've got Van der Ven, we've got Van Dijk, we've got players like De Vries, people like that, Ake. You know, we are really short, as Andy mentioned. So to say, like, we're favourites to win it, no, we've got a very good opportunity with it.
Where I think Andy's spot on, I actually think, I don't know whether you agree, lads, I think England and France are slightly better than everybody else. Yeah. I think the group below that, you can have your Spains, your Germanys, your Portugals, Italy. But I think the 2 best teams on paper in the squads are England and France. Won't necessarily win yet, but I think they've got a little bit extra than the other squads.
I think this is Gareth Southgate's last tournament, unless he wins it, and then he'll want another crack at a World Cup. So
I'm not sure, you know. I know Southie. I play with Southie at Middlesbrough. I from what I sensed, I think he'd like another crack at club management. I think he was disappointed, obviously, taking Borough down. as a manager, and I think he definitely wants another crack.
Unfinished business.
Yeah, unfinished business, and if it's Man United, I don't know. Someone will be taken, that's for sure, if he does leave.
Well, 3 of us are hoping he goes out winning the Euros.
You didn't say that before.
That's for sure.
Let's turn our attention to Scotland now. The Tartan Army qualify for the Euros with 2 games to spare, but their time at the tournament promises to be a lot tougher. There's no doubt about that. The big question is, Ali McCoist, can they even get out of the group? And bear in mind, the 4 best third-place finishers get out as well. So they've made it easy for you.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's almost harder not to qualify than it is to qualify. I take your point. Yes, they can. I've got to say the qualifying campaign was excellent. Some brilliant performances, particularly the Spain game at home, Ed. Scotland were excellent. Comfortable victory against Rodri in Spain, McTominay, different level. The away victory in Norway, 1-0 down, 2 goals, brilliant. Kenny McLean getting the winner. I really so pleased at the campaigning to get there.
There's a big but here, isn't there?
Yeah, well, you know, and it isn't extreme. I'm a little bit concerned. We've not got a big enough squad that we can carry injuries, and we've got question marks over injuries. Obviously, right back position, Aaron Hickey's out, Nathan Patterson's out. There's a question mark over Stuart Armstrong. You know, Grant Hanley hasn't played all season with Achilles and things like that. With Lewis Ferguson, who's just won the best midfielder in Serie A.
Big loss.
Big loss, massive loss. But that area probably is our strongest. The midfield's our strongest area. And I look at the Germany games, it's a great game for us because it's the opening game. Germany will obviously hit a bit of form and 100% they'll be deservedly favourites. But it's a good game for us to open with. If we can beat either Switzerland or Hungary, I think we've got a good chance of qualifying. And I actually think we can. I genuinely do. Swiss are a good team. They've got obviously some great players, Akanji and Xhaka, who's had a terrific season. Fabian Schär, boys like that. They're a good side. Hungary are a good side. I don't think either of them are brilliant. Neither are we, but I don't think either of them are brilliant. And I honestly believe scoring goals will be our problem. That's the problem we've got.
Scott McTominay, Paul, I think has been excellent at times. Man United goal scoring wise, he's saved them a few times this season. He could be key for Scotland, couldn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's been fantastic. I mean, I like the kid. I like the way he plays. Yeah. You know, he gets up and down the park. He scores goals. You know, we were talking before about midfield players just doing certain things. He seems to do everything. Yeah. You know, he can tackle, he can score goals. And as Ali said, he's scored a lot of goals for Scotland. You know, winning goals. Yeah. You know what I mean? Important goals that have got them to where they are today. And that's why Ali comes up and says it's going to be an issue scoring goals.
It's worth mentioning as well, and to be fair, Scott McTominay played right in a 3 defence. He played 3 centre backs. Stevie's occasionally played 3 centre backs. Scott, he's one of these lads. And you'll agree with me, you could just throw him a jersey and he's not going to say, I don't want to play there, I don't want to. He'll say, exactly. That'll do for me. And he's integral to our team.
But, and as I say, I mean, Dykes, he scores a few goals for QPR, not a lot. Ched Adams at Southampton. So you're not blessed with strikers, are you?
We're not.
So I'm just going to throw a name at you. Ryan Gould.
Yeah.
You know much about this kid?
I do. I do. I mean, I've followed his career. He took a real bold decision, left in D&I to went to Portugal, played with Sporting Lisbon. And I think he left Sporting Lisbon, and I'm almost convinced he went to the team in the Algarve, Farinese, and then nipped over. He's in Vancouver now and doing well. Absolutely doing well. He is doing well. Really well liked and popular and having a success. And you're asking that question, I'd have him in the squad. Goal scorers and scoring goals is a problem for us. You look at our squad and you think, maybe not our best chance, but you're hoping McGinn could come up with something. Yeah. You know, McTominay.
Well, we'll get on to goal scorers in just a bit. A quick word back on Lewis Ferguson. You said, Andy, is a big miss. Just explain what he's been doing this season. He's out injured, of course. What's he been doing?
I mean, bear in mind, he's been, for 3/4, 2/3, 3/4 of the season, a key part of the Bologna team, who are currently 3rd in Serie A, which is some effort. To qualify for the Champions League with that budget is really impressive. Thiago Motta, the coach who's going to Juventus, I think would have taken Ferguson with him if he was still fit. He's that highly regarded. I think people in Italy understand how good he is probably a bit better than people in Britain at the moment. You're getting real box-to-box energy out of him. And I think it puts a lot of expectation on McTominay. And what you were talking about strikers there before, really, you're looking for someone not necessarily to score goals, but to occupy the centre-backs, aren't you? To leave that space for McTominay or McGinn to score those goals, aren't you? That's what you're really looking for. I think the difficulty for Scotland in this group, I think it's a much more difficult group than it looks on paper.
Well, on Scotland, we've got a question from one of our talkSPORT super fans now. Here he is.
Hi, this is Alan from the south side of Glasgow. I'd just like to ask the panel, up front opening game against Germany, who plays up front, 1 or 2? Who's going to start? I haven't got
Ali McCoist, what do you think?
I'll start with 1. There's absolutely no chance he's going to start with 2, particularly opening game against Germany. What I think he'll do, to qualify, I think the best finisher we've got is Lawrence Shankland. I genuinely do. I think a lad could finish.
59 goals in 2 seasons.
Yeah, he can finish. There's no doubt about it. And score. I mean, he plays with heart, but scores big goals against Rangers, scores big goals against Celtic, and he can score international goals, as we've seen. He's the best finisher. So just to totally contradict myself, I don't think he'll start against Germany. I actually don't, because you're talking about occupying centre-backs, where Germany have more possession. We'll need to attempt to get up the park. We need to try and get a free kick. We need to try and give our defence a break. And I think he'll probably... Shea Adams is the one that can go in behind.
That's the thing.
But I think he'll probably start... I just think it's maybe start with Big Dykes.
Could I just clarify that? He's got 59 goals in 2 seasons. You're at a tournament and you wouldn't start him. To me, that seems to make no sense. It would be like leaving you out.
Well, my reason for that is simple. Well, it's not simple, but I'll give you my reasoning for it, because I'm not sure against Germany we can get him the service. That's the doubt I would have. You know, that was the doubt I would have against Germany. And if it's a criticism of the team, then so be it. I just think against Germany, we're going to have to buy time. We're going to have to play cagey. You know, against Switzerland and against Hungary, get them in, man. You've got to play them. I think you've got to play them.
Don't you think there's an opportunity here, Ali? Because all the expectation is on Germany. Opening game of the tournament. You defend well, you've got a chance as it goes on.
And you know something? I'm maybe going a wee bit negative myself. Maybe 3, 4, 5 months ago, that might have been the case. But I've watched Germany the last 2 or 3 months, the last couple of friendlies. The great performance was against France, very good against France. They beat the Netherlands as well. I'm thinking to myself, they're just getting a little bit of form, you know. And
I think this is like the tournament nerves everyone else gets over Germany. In that, you know, Germany's tournament muscle memory will see them through. But they're really in a similar situation to what they were in 2006, where the public's not especially engaged with the national team. The national team have to do something to get the public on side. So they're really going to have a go at this group, I think.
I just think basically when you play that, it's a bad game for Scotland. I know Ali thinks it's a good game. I think it's a bad game.
Why is that?
Because I always think as a player playing in these tournaments, you want to get points on the board the first game. So if they were to lose to the Germans and Switzerland beat Hungary, then all of a sudden you're 3 points behind. And you think, well, we've got to win the next game. Otherwise we're out the tournament. You know, I do. But I agree with Ali. I think you either play Dykes up there, so we could win free kicks, or you play Shea Adams where they can hit balls over the top and get up the park and try and just have an input on the game.